Hello everybody and welcome back to turn 6 of Last of the Motch'Ikans campaign with me, Dave Pumphouse. Yeah. We didn't do a report for turn 5 because not a lot happened, but in turn 6 things are starting to develop. We'll start with the Amplexus Pathfinders and this element here from Mugzod Mad Chopper. I always forget how to pronounce that name. So what happened was that we had these guys sitting in the mountains here, and they actually had orders to kind of skirt over to Marat because he wanted them to start building boats and head down to St. Arbor. Whether they're going to be able to do that or not, I'm yet to roll. But interesting thing about these units here is they've actually got a flame tank that they kind of built out of the stills and refineries and stuff that was over here making alcohol. So they, in their all orkiness, were able to build a flame tank. But yeah, they've kind of skirted and gone to Marat, and these guys sitting at the crash site haven't spotted them, but they are starting to kind of call out to their HQ, the guy who's commanding them, and say, come on, you're going to have to give us some orders, because he has ordered these guys to go down to the southeast portion of the mountains, and they are gathering, and he has had a report back to say that orc tracks have been spotted on this trail here, and it's likely that Sudaki is already lost. But now we're in turn 6, the gap has widened. We kind of thought that the Amplexus Pathfinders would find themselves in quite an untenable situation if only Mugzod Mad Chopper had turned north, as was his intention until he got that message from Griphook Ragnash, who said, meet me at the wall. So that's what he's doing to the best of his ability, and he's about to take Castelloro. Actually, by turn 6, he's already taken it. We were going to play a Kriegsspiel for that, but alas, our schedules were a little bit too busy. But down here is we're going to have a second Battle of Fullerton. I might have to recreate the map and make it a little bit bigger. Otherwise, it's just going to be a wash of... Yeah, there won't be enough room to maneuver. Because this is the horde here that suffered the defeat. They've kind of retreated into the forests. And there's this three hordes against our friends, the Jotunheims. However, they have just been approached by Leif's Hussars, who have made it over the causeway to Fullerton and are going to show support. Now we have to build some tokens for these because we haven't been able to build anything for Leif's Hussars, so we'll get onto that. So he's probably got around, I would say about 50 tanks, if not more. So 50 Lehman Russes have raced down the road, and they'll definitely make a difference. But the thing is, in here we got Squiggoths coming through the jungle. So they'll, instead of boar riders, they'll probably have Squiggoths, which will give the tanks something to think about. Over here in Causewatton, we made this little bit of land here, a kind of causeway, like archway type of thing that was very precarious and didn't look very safe. So what Leif's Hussars has gone and done is asked this guy, who actually has some qualifications in architectural surveying, to see if he can try and shore up this archway. I don't think he will be able to do it because there isn't much technology, but what that has happened is that the Brahagan Highlanders and the rest of the Leif's Hussars kind of in this weird traffic jam over in Causewatton, where they're kind of waiting to cross the causeway, because we kind of made a rule that, you know, it was kind of single file, only a few tanks at a time. So we said that every 12 hours, only 2 companies worth of tanks can cross. Maybe we'll up it to 3 for the infantry, because the Prahagan Highlanders have chimeras and Tauruses and what have you. The 5th Königs wingers have reached Folon, which is kind of like a little market town on the river. He wants to actually head up to Mineford. I think he's probably going to bump in to Mugzod, Mad Chopper, around Columback, or maybe even Mills Ford. I think he'll probably, I think the 5th Königs wingers will really form a defensive line here, which is their best bet. I think maybe they might even, we'll definitely have a Mugzod Mad Chopper versus the 5th Königs wingers on this river soon. Funny thing about these guys, they're sitting at the wall. We have the Peregrinus Purgatonius. It was fun to see how my pronunciation of that regiment will evolve over time. Yeah, Peregrinatio Purgatonius. They're rousing up the population and getting a crusade going. And we said he's got a few extra 1,000 men. And I think they're just about ready to fly to Red Hook. There's nothing going on at Red Hook. Although saying that, we do have a captain out of action who is a secret psyker, but they don't know that. Who received a message from Griphook Ragnash in some strange fever dream. We kind of wrote about that. It's actually pretty funny. Actually, they rolled like two ones in a row, and we kind of had to say, okay, well, the commissar wants to shoot the captain for heresy, whilst the ecclesiastical attachment to the regiment thinks it's divine signs from the emperor. We also have down here the 6th Bellefonds Grenadiers Company D on a very topical mission. Because it's a jungle world, the commander of the 6th Bellefonds Grenadiers back in turn 1 said he wanted to try and build some vaccines for everybody so they didn't get some kind of jungle disease. I think it's probably because they think they're going to get leprosy or something, because of the law that we kind of fleshed this world out with. But they're making their way down here, but there's only 1,000 men. And it's going to be interesting to see if Skagbaz Teeth Chewer wants to assault those men. He's still sitting in the jungles. He has, funnily enough, found some scrap metal, because the poor old Hinden Lictor CNP is having a bit of a rough day. What happened was Skagbaz Teeth Chewer managed to sneak up on some supply trucks, and what happened was they blew up on this jungle path, and we rolled it, and the investigation turned out that it was just a weird kind of ammo storage incident. So a few men died in the Hinden Lictor CNP, but they didn't realise that it was actually sabotage, and they're off to Secretary. I think they want to go into the Snatchbrush jungle, and then maybe we'll run a mini kind of platoon level Kriegsspiel as they kind of raid a green skin tribe thing in the jungle maybe. This message is slowly sailing down from saying, hi, I'm up here. But it's going to be good. We're going to have the second Battle of Fullerton coming up and see what everyone kind of does. Got the Sisters of Steel here. They're still thinking that Griphook Ragnash is around here, but he's scarpered. He's escaped. They wanted to try and trap him in the pass, but alas, orcs don't stick to paths. They go where they want. But yeah, I think once this Battle of Fullerton is resolved, I don't think a lot of the Jotunheimers are going to make it. We are going to remember to give them militia this time, but we're going to give them maybe a penalty as this lieutenant from Castle Clifton, if he spots Griphook Ragnash. Although Griphook is too far away, so he's not going to be in command of it. But it's going to be a big smash. It's going to be a party. But I think if Griphook loses this one, he was talking to me only last night and saying he might want to just sit and retreat in the jungle. In which case, the kind of first mission that I gave for the Imperials to contain the Orcs' attack is kind of past. Although you do have Mugzod's Mad Chopper coming in, he might be able to save the day. But it looks like their defensive position is going to be here, and then we might have to just come up with a phase 2 if everyone starts digging in or something, and then kind of move time forward on a bit. But yes, it's been fun so far. It's just kind of sad that you got four regiments of guys that unfortunately haven't necessarily done anything great yet, and still on the southern continent. We've got the Highlanders, who's kind of their de facto leader and is conducting everything, is also, he hasn't had a battle yet. But yeah, we'll keep going. But yeah, we'll see how the second Battle of Fullerton pans out. See you on the next one, everybody.